Hi, I'm Richard Karn. As many as 3 million people will be homeless this year, and over 1 million are children. Why are they homeless? The reasons are surprising and could affect any one of us, like job loss, illness, divorce, or domestic violence. HomeAid builds transitional shelters, safe, caring places for people to get back on their feet and rebuild their lives.
A lot of people who don't know about the homeless issue, they have this idea that these are just bums that have dropped out of society. They don't want to work, they've never worked. It's so far from the truth.
The HomeAid model really personifies the hand up versus the handout.
We really help people who want to help themselves.
You are taking the building industry, the experts in building housing, and you're coupling it with the nonprofits who are on the front lines providing those desperately needed services.
When we came to HomeAid and we saw that we could, in quick order, do something that would benefit the transitionally homeless, there was just such a natural match. It was easy to get involved.
One of the things that attracted us to HomeAid was that the housing and the facilities that it provides touch more than one family.
We all like to see a result, and that's what most people look for, I think, in their giving. With HomeAid and the model that's been set up, you see it every day.
The payback is to come back and help someone else in their transition. And person by person, you start making a better world because of it.
And I think what the final outcome is a good, healthy community. That's bottom line. It really is important to people like us.
When you construct and operate a HomeAid shelter and you put people in an environment that's a secure environment, that's a safe environment, they'll be able to achieve much more in their life overall.
What HomeAid has given me is a sense of security, and I knew that I could heal there. I just became truly the woman that I think I should have been a long time ago.
HomeAid is people who want to do good works, making things happen. It's not a government program, it's not a bureaucracy. It was bound to succeed because the people who began it were themselves successful.
We've had an experience of going back to a trade contractor and asking him for a monetary contribution for something, and basically turned us down. And then we went back 6 months later and said, you know, we know you turned us down for that $500, but could you wire this house for us? He was an electrician. So, oh yeah, no problem, glad to do it. And he installed $6,000 worth of wiring, although he was unwilling to give us $500 in cash.
And that's when we had the aha. That's when we knew, okay, this is what HomeAid is all about. The talents of our people, creating safe places in which people can now live and get back on their feet.
When we go up to a project and approach it, by the time we bring in the in-kind donations and the trade affiliations and the manufacturer donations, it's anywhere from 3 to 4 times the value on a dollar.
There's nowhere else that I've seen where it is that $1 can be turned into 4 with as much speed and with as much effectiveness as HomeAid does today.
Every company has a civic duty to be involved in their community, and I can't think of a better way for trades and builders to give back than doing what they do best.
We found HomeAid to be one of the most, if not the most effective organizations as far as being able to really contribute back.
HomeAid has been really life transforming. It started out as a business venture and really turned into a life's work. And I am convinced it is the best thing that the home building industry has ever done.
I'd say if you're not involved, you ought to be. I think if you are involved, you know what it can mean to others and you know what it can mean to your organization. It's a need that we need to meet. It's a need that in our industry we can meet. We have the resources. HomeAid gives you an opportunity to come together with a group of people who in a very short period of time use a tremendous amount of enthusiasm and energy to really change people's lives.